What's up guys, English Dan back with another video. So what we got for you today? Well, we're all about security today. We got the new or newish Eufy Solocam S40 security camera. 199 bucks, solar powered, so you very rarely, if at all, need a charge if you place it properly. 8 gig of onboard storage, so you don't need a subscription plan. 2K video, voice, built-in spotlight. This thing has everything, but is it any good? I'm going to let you know in a second. So in the box, you get the camera, you get the pivoted head joint that the actual camera screws to, that you screw to the wall. You get your USB-C cable, because it does charge via USB-C as well. You get your stickers for your windows to let everybody know, hey, we got security going on here. Oh, and there's also a drill template as well, so makes it easier for you to drill into your wall. So yeah, that's basically it when it comes to the unboxing. There's not really a great deal in here, but it's a security camera, right? What are you expecting? Installing this thing is also pretty easy. I mean, you just need a drill, obviously, screwdriver, and a little bit of time. As in, less than 10 minutes. That's all it took me to install this. So once I got everything out, first thing I did is I took the drill template, I went to where I wanted to place the actual camera, and I put it where I wanted to have it. Screwed the bracket straight into the wall, knew that's where my placement was going to be. Then I powered on the Eufy. Once you power on the Eufy, the setup's really easy with the app. We already have the Eufy doorbell, so we already have the app installed and set up, and we just added a device. And what it'll do, it'll find the Solocam, and then there is an update immediately. And it says it takes about 14 minutes for that update to work, and it does, and you can't do anything with it while it's doing that update, so be aware. But it's very simple to set up once the update's done and everything. It's all about, on the back of the camera, there's a little flap. Obviously, it's quite thick because it's got to be there for your IP rating. But that houses the USB-C port, and it also houses the sync port. The sync button, sorry, is something that you would press for a couple of seconds. You wait for a beep, and that's how it connects to your phone. And then you turn the camera around and you scan a QR code. That way it gets onto the Wi-Fi and you're good to go, basically. Take you through a couple of steps that are very simple, and then you just make sure you mount it how you want it and follow the instructions. You don't want it sideways or off angle. You don't want it under eaves or anything like that. You need it somewhere where, if you want the solar power to work, the sun's going to hit it. So very important. I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but no, not even halfway. It's got to be, the solar panel's got to be there for the sun to hit it, all of it. So just be aware when you are placing it, you don't want it under eaves or under a porch or under anywhere that's going to block part of that solar panel, because if you do, you're not going to get the battery life, let's say, out of it that you're going to expect. I've been using this for a while now, and I've not even had to charge the battery yet. I'm in sunny Florida, obviously, so plenty of sun here, and I do have it installed so it does get direct sunlight all day. So yeah, it's important where you install it. So anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the actual camera itself. So camera has a really good resolution, 2K resolution, very detailed, good colors and everything through the day. Even works well at night with night vision. Has a built-in spotlight as well, so if you want that color at night when someone comes onto your property, once you've set your target zones in the app, which I'll talk more about in a little while, a spotlight will come on and you'll get full color at night as well. Also has a siren built into it, so you know, you can scare someone if they're near your vehicles or anything like that. You can set that thing going. And the two-way talk is also very good. From my phone, I just press a button and I can speak through the speaker and they can speak back. So overall, pretty good features. So by default, it'll record 10 to 20 second clips. It does this so it's not going to fill your storage up. You can also set how many times you want it to go off when it detects that motion. So to explain that a little better, let's say it picked up a person or an animal and it started recording. Let's say that animal moved again 15-20 seconds later, or even 5 seconds later, it'll record again and record again. So you can set your intervals up for that. I left mine at 30 seconds. I think that's a good time, because once you've got that 10-20 seconds of that person in your yard, if he's up to no good or she's up to no good, then you're going to have plenty of footage straight away. So let's talk about the app briefly. So the app is really good. I have no stability problems with it. I know a few people when it first came out said that they had some app issues when it came to stability of the app, crashing, things like that, but I have no problem with that, and I never had a problem when I had the doorbell, and I've had the doorbell for almost 2 years, I want to say, maybe 18 months, 2 years, and I've never had that issue. So when you're in the app and you open it up, you'll see it shows you thumbnails of, in my case, doorbell and the camera, and then you can go into events and see any events that have happened. So the events are when it detects people and it'll start recording. That way you can look, you can save them, things like that. And then also in the app you can set activity zones. So activity zones, basically you look at your screen on your phone and you're looking through the eye of the camera, and you can draw a box around where you want the zone to pick people up, and you can also pick the sensitivity. So you've just got to be careful. Sometimes it can be a little too much, and you know, it'll pick the slightest thing up. I leave mine on the default sensitivity. It seems to do pretty good at that, especially in combination with the doorbell. But if you're using just the camera on its own, depending on the distance that it's trying to cover, you might want to up that sensitivity a little bit. But overall, it's pretty good when it comes to the app. It does give you a lot of options in there. A lot of ways you can configure this camera. I do use it like most people will probably use it, and that's set up the default way with very minor tweaks. Another thing is you can also send still photographs as well, so that's another good feature. It's not just video, you can take stills from it. So if you did need to like take a picture of somebody up to no good, you've got it there, so you're not just narrowed down to video. The floodlight works pretty well, but think of it this way: if the floodlight's on a lot, or the spotlight, however you want to call it, is on a lot, obviously it's going to drain the battery a lot quicker. So it's up to you whether you have that on. I live in an area where there's a lot of animals, and I tend to not keep it on, only because my front yard would be illuminated most of the night because I live next to the woods. So, but bearing in mind, if you don't get a lot of traffic, it might be worth you having it come on a bit more. But it does work very well. So let's talk about the actual picture quality, get more into detail on that. You can't go wrong with the picture quality on this. It's 2K resolution, like I said, so you get plenty of details. You can zoom into the actual, once you're on your phone and you've got the footage you want, you can actually zoom in, and with it being 2K, it does retain a lot of the details when you're zooming in, which is a good thing, because sometimes obviously things happen in the distance that you want to try and get. But yeah, it is good for that. Also, it doesn't blow out the highlights. So if you can see here on my camera, like here, it's blown out because of the sun. It's not a big problem, but the Eufy doesn't do that. I'm out on the front with mine, and it's in direct sunlight for at least half of the day, and it doesn't blow out any of the details whatsoever. The camera really is good quality. It's not just a cheap 2K camera thrown in there. They've actually gone with a really good quality camera that picks up a lot of detail, really good colors, like I say, doesn't blow anything out, and has a really good frame rate. It doesn't jitter or anything like that. It just picks everything up nice and smoothly. So overall, the actual visual, when you're looking at the app or just looking through the camera on your app, it's actually very, very impressive, especially at this price point as well. 199 bucks. It's really, really impressive. So let's talk about the talk feature. So yeah, you can press a button on your phone and it'll activate the microphone in the camera, and let me tell you, it's really, really clear. In fact, I'll try and show you a sample right now.
Hello, nerdo, get out of my yard. Why is there some fat dude with a stupid Samsung in my yard recording my security cameras with the flash on, like a dodo? Get out of here.
So yeah, you can hear it's pretty clear. Even in bad weather and things like that, like heavy rain, it's still really clear and easy to hear. So another good quality feature that's been added to the S40 Solocam. So obviously one of the main features is not only just being able to see what's going on in your property or around your property or whatever, but it's also the detection. This is here to detect things that is going wrong. And I know a lot of cameras I've had before, they're hit or miss on the detection. You set your zone up where you want people to be detected, and you set your sensitivity, and they're hit or miss. This hits. I mean, it really does hit every time. Sometimes a bit too much, and that's why you have to turn the sensitivity down, like I was saying before. But the detection on the Eufy Solocam is spot on. It really is good. Nothing can get past it unless you've turned the sensitivity down. If you're turning the sensitivity up, and it's worth testing the sensitivity, you know, checking your zones, make sure you got that sensitivity right, because like I say, if you have it too high, It's going to detect everything that moves. If you have it too low, a big fat guy is going to walk past the camera and it's not going to detect me. It's just not going to alert you that fat boy's in your yard. So yeah, but active detection zones, bingo. Really, really good. Now, I've heard people say this as well as a negative, and I don't understand this. It's big, and people can see it, and it's not the prettiest thing. It's a camera, people. I want people to see that I've got a security camera on my property. Just the vision or the sight of a camera, people know that I am protected against scumbags like them. So it puts them off from coming onto my property, even to begin with. For me, the idea of a security camera is security, and visually I want the camera to be big, noticeable, so people are like, yeah, no, I'm going to go to somebody else's house and steal from them because this guy's going to get me on camera. So yeah, I don't see that as a negative. I see that as a plus, and people who see it as a negative, what do you want? I don't understand why you'd want a security camera not to look like a security camera to invite people onto your property. Don't you want it to be visually scaring people away? That's what I want. Just my thoughts, my opinion. Let me know about that. What do you guys think? Would you rather have a security camera that's like hidden and discreet, or would you rather have one that you can see quite clearly that, hey, that's a security camera and I ain't going on that guy's lawn? So overall, what do I think of this? I think it's really good value. At $199, it offers exceptional picture quality, great audio. You get a spotlight or floodlight feature. All right, maybe limited. You can't have it on permanently like an outdoor light, but it's great for when it detects and lights you up. So you got that. You got onboard storage, so you don't need any of these nasty subscription services. So you know, once you bought it, that's it. You're done. Solar powered. I've not had to charge mine whatsoever, and it is in sun. But remember, it is important where you place it. You don't want to place it anywhere that's going to block the solar power. Easy to install, easy to update. App works really well. I really do believe that $199, this is probably the best security camera in that price range you can get. You can't go wrong. It's also IP67 rated. Works with Alexa and Google Assistant. It's just got everything for it and everything going for it. Yeah, it's bright white and it's quite a big camera, and you know, it's easily viewable or visible to the person who's probably intruding on your property. But for me, that's also a good thing. So yeah, overall, I highly recommend this, especially if you live in somewhere that's a really sunny climate. Like I say, I've not had to charge mine. I have read a couple of reviews where, you know, when it's been overcast, the battery might lose 2 or 3% a day. I don't know whether they installed it in the right place. They're saying it didn't charge that quick. Mine charges fine. It's no worries whatsoever. So yeah, all right guys, I'm gonna have another Eufy camera video for you later in the week, but this is English Dan. That's the Solocam S40. Catch you in the next one. Laters.